Well, this interview is especially awesome because of all the ladies out there. Going to meet the Slovakian stud himself. So for those of you guys who don't know, this is Peter Szabo. And Peter is mostly known as being an evil young genius who built a highly successful Facebook ads agency and quit school at a very, very young age to pursue this against the will of many teachers and parents, and has since been featured in Forbes and Entrepreneur and lots of cool ass places. He's also a ClickFunnels 2 Comma member, has the fancy plaque and everything. Russell Brunson says he's cool, but I have also seen his nipples in the last 24 hours. So firstly, welcome, Peter.
Hi.
So what we're going to be talking really about is agency work and building up an agency. And one of the really deep, in-depth conversations I've had with Peter in the last little bit is there's this whole tendency to think that Facebook ads are this magic bullet that's going to suddenly and magically bring you $10 million of clients overnight, and everybody's hyping it as the way to do it. And where they're missing is that it's just a piece, and it really just brings speed to everything else you're doing. So Peter, I was wondering if you could start by kind of explaining how you came to the realization that Facebook ads were just a piece, and what some of those other pieces are that people need to succeed.
Yeah, so essentially it took me quite some years to figure it out, and 400 plus clients, tens of millions spent on ads. And as I was serving these clients, I was kind of fascinated because some of them had insane results. Stuff that fascinated me got from 20K to 400K in 2 months, or scaling a Shopify store to $1 million a month, or tripling a business in a day, or lead flow in a day. Having $200 appointments, bringing it down to $50 per appointment in 2 days. So some insane results, literally could double, triple a business like that. But some clients didn't get those crazy results, and sometimes it shocked me because the ads seemed just fine. The ads were working, high CTRs, low cost per click. So I was kind of trying to figure out what's going on. Why are some people crushing it, but some are failing? And I realized over time that pretty much every single person that came to us wanted help with their ads. Of course, we're a Facebook marketing agency, and we've heard it way too many times that only if I had cheaper clicks or cheaper leads or cheaper sales, everything would kind of fall into place and my problems are gone. Only if I can get more leads or clients, everything's good. And as I started looking at these businesses, and keep in mind some of them were startups, some of them were 9-figure corporations, I started noticing patterns. And these patterns were very obvious to me over time, that 99% of the time the issue wasn't the Facebook ads. I realized that if your Facebook ads are not working, they're not as profitable as you want them to be, they can't seem to scale, it's just a symptom of a deep cause, of a deeper root issue. And I realized that's your business. If your business has a weak foundation or just a weak engine, and that encompasses everything, your funnels, your brand, your positioning, your offers, your sales, you name it, I don't care how good your ads are, it's not going to work. Imagine you have the best ads in the world, but you send them to a funnel that doesn't convert. It loses the point, right? Or let's say your ads work and your funnel works, but nobody wants to buy your offer. Again, what's the point? Or another great example, we had this client, it fascinated me. We took him from 0 to 1,000 a day profit, so 30K a month profit in a very short amount of time. And fast forward a couple months, and he sabotaged it all. And I was trying to figure out okay, what went wrong? And it wasn't the ads, it wasn't the funnels, it wasn't anything else other than his mindset. Mindset, as Tony Robbins says, is 80% of the puzzle, 20% is strategies and tactics. And I realized that's one key element that so many people miss, is that you can have the best business in the world, but if your inner kind of financial thermostat, if your mindset is not set to the right degree, to the right level, you're either not going to bridge the gap of where you want to go, or you're going to sabotage it. It's kind of like how you see a lot of people win the lottery, but then the next thing you know, they're dead broke because they're not ready to handle that amount of money unconsciously. And, ultimately, I just realized that ads are just like accelerating a car, putting your foot down on the pedal to push the car forward, but it's only going to go as far and as fast as your engine allows. And your engine is really the business itself with all these different elements. And when I saw this happen, it kind of really hurt me, you know, because a lot of these clients I did care about, and it kind of pissed me off, and I was very frustrated why some of them are not getting great results. So in a way, over these years, I was kind of forced to create a way around it, forced to create a system that would allow everyone get results. And that's when I kind of had to came up with what I call the ROI engine. The whole idea is you know, your ads is not the problem. It's only 5% of the equation. And once you fix the rest of your business, then somehow the ads almost magically fall into place, and you start generating highly profitable, highly scalable ads. Not because the ads are so good, but because your business is so good that it just kind of sells on its own.
Okay, I'm going to take a little moment to pause because I got to show these people the beautiful rockin' view that we got over here in Spain. I think you could see down there, you may be able to see some bare breasts, which is my favorite part of these interviews. And over there we got a nice little beach as well. We got no more JL, so it's just you and me. It's fine. Okay, so Peter, you hit on some pretty amazing shit there, which is, I've experienced the same thing as Facebook ads are being really touted as the magic pill of the day. And they certainly have like a lot of capacity to add speed to a really working model. I was wondering if you could dive a little deeper and tell me what some of those kind of leverage points or those 7 things you mentioned in the ROI engine that really make a difference. So obviously you mentioned mindset. What are some of the other ones?
It literally can be even the capacity of the business. You know, some clients cannot handle any more clients, or if they do get them, they're going to collapse. They're literally going to get out of business faster by getting more clients. So that's another issue that you got to address that so many people don't talk about. So your systems, your operations, your team, your finance, you know, so many people just can't manage their finance, and even if they have the best ads in the funnels and they're selling like crazy, they're still going to mess it up because their finance is just not being managed. So, you know, I could go on and on. There's so many variables. I mean, business is kind of like a game of chess. It's pretty complex. There's so many moving pieces. And sometimes it's fascinating. It's like it could be literally the smallest detail that can make or break your business. I'll give you an example. Like for some people, when you're running ads, literally a 10 versus 20 or 30% opt-in rate can be the difference between making money and losing money. You know, sometimes a $1 or $2 cost per click, which can be such a tiny difference, takes you 10 minutes to fix, can be the difference between someone, you know, working 14 hours a day, wanting to tear their hair out, just fucking struggling, or having the time freedom, that everything they fucking desire, and being there for their 6-year-old son's first soccer match, you know, as a father. So yeah, it's kind of scary and fascinating at the same level how, you know, we can sometimes go in and optimize these surface level meaningless metrics, you know, your CPC, CTR, cost per lead, cost per acquisition, you name it, like these meaningless things that kind of, to be honest, bore me. You know, this shit's boring. I've done it so many times that I don't find much excitement in it. However, what keeps the fire lit, what really keeps me excited and going is the fact that we can optimize some surface level things, but deep down we can literally change someone's life. You know, I remember we had this client, he used to be homeless before he came to us. He came to me as a coach, was making 10, 20K a month very inconsistently. And it just fascinated me how I could put in minimal work, like literally give him my funnel, like just model this funnel, it works. We were in a couple campaigns, and I think in 2 months he scaled from like 1020 to 400,000 a month. And of course, this guy was extraordinary. He took action. He was coachable. He had the right mindset. But it still shocked me, like how sometimes I or my team could put in a couple hours of work, you know, just really give some advice and have such a dramatic impact in someone's life. And if you think about the bigger picture, like let's say you're a fitness coach, right? You help one person change their life, you know, lose 40 pounds of fat, look better, feel better. Think about the ripple effect. Like that one person's going to affect everyone around them, and those are going to affect everyone around them as well. So I mean, as cheesy and crazy as it sounds, literally by us doing this, we can kind of like change the world for the better. Maybe slow and, you know, may take a while, but I really think we are doing that.
Absolutely. Can we actually talk for a second? Like, it's one of those things nobody really talks about is the real why that drives you behind this. Because at some point, when you do this agency work and you do it well, you reach a monetary standpoint where the money isn't the driving factor. It certainly is in the beginning when you need it, but you know, eventually you reach points where you guys are processing, you know, 1 million plus a year, and you know, you were quite a ways beyond that. You know, you're not waking up each day getting excited at the possibility of signing up a $2,000 sale. It's just not going to make any difference in your life. Can we talk about like what is the real why that it matters to be able to kind of change somebody's life for the better, and why you do what you do?
I think there's several things, but you know, to be frank, when I started at 11 years old, my intentions were just to make money, right? Because long story short, you know, my parents invested all the money they had. They dried up savings, they took out loans, and we went really broke. And you know, now that I look back, I just really hated to see my parents suffer. You know, obviously they didn't have malicious intent. And at 11, I kind of made the connection that, oh, if I make more money, all of our problems are going to go away. So I did, you know, and after 9 years, been pretty successful at it. However, I realized that it's only going to go so far. You know, like at one point I made the money that I really, really wanted, could help my parents, send them some money too. And I think at one point when you really fulfill that desire, there's got to be more. You know, otherwise you don't really have much drive to keep going. And another thing I also realized that on my journey, I've had so many people help me. Like, I'm definitely not a self-made man. I had mentors, friends, you name it, help me beyond belief. And, you know, without them, I wouldn't be here. And it's kind of these people helped me on my journey. My hunger to help others as well grew, you know, just to pay it forward, that reciprocity. And I think really when I started hearing these stories from clients that, you know, sure, we may click some buttons and pull some levers and do all these like meaningless things, really, you know, like on my laptop, how meaningful it really was in their life, in their business. And I think that's kind of what got me hooked, you know, that those emotions, that shit. Well, even though I think I may be doing something boring or meaningless, it really does have an impact in someone else's life. And I think that's just fucking beautiful, you know.
Hell yeah. By the way, it's kind of funny, Peter, as he's talking about his purpose and his passion, he's done all this before he's 21, so he can't even legally get into a club in the United States. And talks about being a self-made man, and only legally became a man just a couple of years ago. Yeah. But there's some deep, deep wisdom. So Peter, somebody wants to check out this ROI engine and really get into not just Facebook ads, but the 90%, the 95% around it, so that they can truly succeed and use the true power and potential of it. What's the next move? What's the next step?
It's royengine.co. You can check it out. And ultimately, you know, the biggest lesson I learned, I mean, if you watch this video and you take only one thing away, is really after 400 clients, is that Facebook ads are not going to save you, at least not alone. And everybody seems to hype it up, and I think socially we've been conditioned to believe that this one magic pill is gonna like help us lose weight, make money, get our dicks bigger. Shit, just not true. You know, it just doesn't work that way. And you know, this is like straight from Tony Robbins, Tim Ferriss, the biggest gurus out there. All of them can agree that what you need is not like a magic pill or a tactic. You need a proven system that once you implement it, your entire business is going to get so great that the ads fall into place. And whether that's Facebook or YouTube, I don't care. Your business foundation is going to be so good that these things just fall into place and become profitable because you have a good business to start with.
There you go. Penis enlargement and 7-figure income all in one. The master himself. Thank you again, Peter, for
Peace.
rocking.